Hi there. My name is Dr. Diallo. I am an academic coach at a local elementary school in Florida. As a testing expert with Study.com, I am here to help you prepare for the FTCE 083 exam, which is the professional education test. This problem set covers the subtopic of knowledge of the principles of professional conduct of the education profession in Florida. I will walk you through a few sample test questions, and we will go over how to answer the questions along with other test-taking strategies. Let's take a look at problem number 1. A teacher notices that a student consistently has unexplained injuries and seems withdrawn. After speaking with the student, who gives vague explanations about the injuries, the teacher suspects possible abuse. What is the teacher's primary responsibility according to Florida law? Our answer choices are A. Notify the school principal about the situation. B. Document the observations and wait for further signs. C. Report the suspected abuse to the abuse hotline. D. Speak with the student's parents to understand the situation better. While all of these seem to be a possible answer, there's only one that would be the best solution. Let's take a look at them all closely. A. Notify the school principal about the situation. Yes, you might do this, but is this the best answer? I'm not so sure. Let's read the other choices. B. Document the observations and wait for further signs. While documentation is important, waiting for other signs could indeed be a violation of the Florida law. Let's look at the other choices to see if there's a much better answer. C. Report the suspected abuse to the child abuse hotline. C could very possibly be the correct answer. Let's look at why. Reporting the suspected abuse to the child abuse hotline, according to the Florida law, is what's required. Teachers are mandated reporters, and they must immediately report any suspected abuse to the child abuse hotline. This ensures that trained professionals can investigate and take appropriate action. So this is probably the correct answer. However, let's look at D as well. D. Speak with the student's parents to understand the situation better. This may not always be the right idea, especially if the child is being abused by the parent. So this is not always recommended. The best answer for this particular question is C. Report the suspected abuse to the child abuse hotline. A teacher receives a request from parents to obtain copies of educational software used in the classroom for home use. To ensure compliance with legal and licensing requirements, the teacher should first check. Should she check A, the student handbook, B, the school's curriculum guide, C, the software's end user license agreement, the EULA, or D, the school's extracurricular activity schedule? Let's look at these choices. A, the student handbook is not going to list any specifics about a software user agreement. It's going to only tell the student about the ins and outs of the school day within the school. So this is probably not the best choice. B, the school's curriculum guide, that's going to be more about the idea of what students are learning, what type of textbooks and what types of programs the students are using. So this is not necessarily the best choice either. C, the software's end user agreement, the EULA, could very well be the best answer. The EULA contains the terms and conditions set by the software manufacturer regarding its use and distribution. It will actually specify whether that software can be legally copied or used outside of the classroom. Therefore, the teacher should probably refer to this before releasing any software. So this may definitely be the best answer. However, let's look at choice D, the school's extracurricular activity schedule. So an actual schedule of a student's day is definitely not going to give us any information on legal and licensing requirements. Therefore, the best choice for this answer is C, the software's end user license agreement, the EULA, EULA. Allowing students access to emails with attachments can compromise the security of a school's network primarily because A, attachments may include irrelevant academic content. B, attachments may exceed the school's email storage limits. C, emails with attachments are often sent by unauthorized users. Or D, attachments may contain harmful malware. So let's think about the choices here. Notice that it says we are trying to access emails with an attachment. Which one of these would compromise the security of the school's network? Well, choice A, attachments may include irrelevant academic content. This isn't necessarily a concern for the school's network system, so this is probably not the best answer. B, Attachments may exceed the school's email storage limits. Well, normally, if that's the case, it will not allow the email to be sent in the first place. So this is not the best answer either. C, emails with attachments are often sent by unauthorized users. Usually you will get the option to accept or not accept those emails. So that wouldn't be the best answer. Or D, attachments may contain harmful malware. Well, attachments and emails can harbor malware or viruses, which can potentially infect the school's network and compromise its security. Therefore, D is going to be our best answer for this particular question. A teacher at a school notices that a colleague is not following the mandated lesson plan format as required by school policy. The teacher is concerned about how this might affect students and the consistency of instruction. According to Florida's Principles of Professional Conduct, the most appropriate initial action for the teacher is to what? A, ignore the issue and focus on maintaining their own lesson plans according to policy. B, publicly addresses the issue during a faculty meeting to raise awareness among other staff members. C, consult with a colleague privately to discuss the adherence to the lesson plan format and offer assistance. Or D, immediately file a formal complaint with the Florida Department of Education. So let's look at these answer choices a little more closely. A, ignoring the issue and focusing on maintaining your own lesson plans according to policy is still going to cause an issue for those students who are receiving instruction that may not be planned out well. So this definitely is not the best choice. B, publicly addressing the issue during a faculty meeting. This could definitely cause an issue between you and your colleague, and we definitely wouldn't want to cause tension or create animosity if there shouldn't be. So let's don't consider that as a choice. Let's look at C. Consult with a colleague privately to discuss the adherence to the lesson plan format and offer assistance. Well, according to Florida's Principles of Professional Conduct, addressing concerns privately and offering support is the first appropriate step. This also aligns with professional behavior, and it helps maintain a positive and collaborative work environment, which we know is very important. So this may very well be our answer. Let's look at D. Immediately file a formal complaint with the Florida Department of Education. Well, we don't want to get our colleague in trouble, especially if it's something that we can help them fix. So we definitely don't want to jump to D first of all. Let's go ahead and choose option C as our best answer. Consult with the colleague privately to discuss the adherence to the lesson plan format and offer assistance. I sincerely hope that you found the video to be helpful. Be sure to check out more videos on this channel. Please remember to also like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of our awesome video content. We'd love to have your feedback as well about your experience, so please be sure to tell us what you think. Wishing you all the best on your test. Good luck.